Hi students, my name is Scott Falstrom. I'll be your teacher in Math 103 this term. I thought it'd be good for us to go through a little walkthrough of what's going to be going on in the course and how the course will be run. Now the course is going to be centered in Canvas, and if you're new to Canvas, there are some different tools that I've linked throughout. I think they'll really help you get used to what happens in Canvas and how it works, as well as some references outside to different online orientations. So I've been teaching for about 20 some years now, and uh, this is one of my favorite courses to teach. So as you take a look at the main page in Canvas, I'm logged into what's known as the student view, so I can kind of show you what it should look like for you. And as you scroll down, you'll notice an image that I've created here about statistics. It's kind of a winding path through the hills, and to me it represents the journey that will be going on. It kind of moves back and forth, left and right, covering a lot of different topics. We'll see data. I'll be using computers to analyze things. We'll see charts, graphs, and the image on the right-hand side is really for us. It's like, hey, we're doing this together. We're in this together. My goal is to help you learn the best way that I can. So now, as you scroll down, you'll see some of the links that I've got ready for you. I've kind of color-coded things to hopefully make it easier. Our Canvas, you can get started whenever you're ready. Just click that button. We've got module button right here to continue working, as well as a link to our Zoom room, which is either for class or office hours, depending on which mode you're taking the course in. I have links to the syllabus, as well as any Zoom recordings that might be here. And in terms of resources, our book is going to be completely inside of Canvas. So the table of contents is kind of like an ebook. But this course has no cost to you in terms of either book or in terms of technology resources. So there is no software package you'll have to pay money for. I have links here to tech resources, as well as links to RStudio. This is a free statistical software package that we'll be using through the course. For those of you continuing on who will be using statistics later, I think it's a great free resource that you can use and get really good at it now. But also, if you're not going to be doing that, I'll be trying to link through some web applets and web apps that I think will be helpful for you and maybe a little bit more visual. In terms of support, you have support down here through what's known as the Support Hub through Canvas. My reference is the Math Learning Center. If you click on that, it will open up a web page to the Math Learning Center where you can jump in for tutoring now, join the Canvas page, or even make a scheduled appointment. We open on the 25th with hours from 9 a.m. till 11 p.m. So if you are in the Zoom portion of the course, which is a couple nights a week, if you're taking that type of course, then even after the course ends, there's still a few hours where you could go in and get additional support and help. Friday and Saturday, noon to 6, and Sunday from noon till 8. Now, if those hours don't work for you, you can always contact them through email. And there's even e-tutoring programs that are available if the hours don't work out perfect. So perhaps you need to get work done early in the morning, say 7 a.m., maybe before. You could try e-tutoring and see if there's not some times that work well for you there. Jumping back to our course, there's also the Student Support Hub. And you can find the Student Support Hub through My Button or through the side menu in Canvas. So right here you can see Student Support, and if you click on that, it'll take you to a site in Canvas that has the Student Support Guide, as well as quick ways to get to the library, the Math Learning Center, and if you're taking other classes, the Writing Center, Task, Counseling, Career Center, Computer Labs, and the Student Help Desk. This is the place you would go if you did have any technology questions or maybe issues with Canvas. And most of the time during the week, down at the bottom here, they'll actually have little cards with names and faces. So if you're signed into Canvas, you'll actually be able to see who you can chat with immediately. So all of these things are fantastic. On the left-hand side, you'll also see the inbox. The inbox is where you could click to send me a message directly through Canvas. It pops right into my email, and I can reply, and it goes right back to yours. So I'm going to jump back into our course. In the student view, what you'll also see on the right-hand side is the expectations, getting started quiz, everything that's coming up that is going to be due. It'll kind of show you here what's to do. You also have links to the course calendar. If you've never used that before, the course calendar does show you everything that's going to be due for a particular course. And so here I have activated Math 103. You can see everything that's going to be due and what day it's due on. Again, you can also go through in any other courses you have. You can also click on those, and those will be active through that as well. So that's the calendar feature. Now if we go back to our course, I've set the course up with modules, but the best way to think about the course at first is to click on the syllabus. The syllabus will be here. It's the same syllabus I've emailed out to you. And so as you take a look, once you've read the syllabus, it's always going to open. You can minimize it. And then, as you read through, you'll see assignments are due twice a week, Wednesday and Saturday. For the most part, the first week of class, I do have a little bit due early because the college requires something to be done on the first day of class. So that's either the Monday or the Tuesday, depending on which section you're in. Okay, so everything that's grayed up in this little calendar also shows what is due on that day, and you can click and see exactly what is due on the 27th. So you can go through and kind of check and see, okay, what is actually due on these different days? It's all broken down by the calendar. A couple other pieces. If your name that you prefer to be called doesn't match what's in Canvas or Surf, you can click on this link and actually go and change that. So some students prefer kind of a shortened version. For example, Thomas became Tom or something like that. But also sometimes people go by their middle name or by a name that is more of a nickname. And so you have the right to change that, and it actually changes it in Canvas and Surf. So if you do go through and change that, it doesn't change your legal name, but it just changes what everyone else can see. And it's really helpful so that we don't call you by a name that you don't prefer. There are online orientations scheduled. If you're fairly new to online learning or you'd like to learn about what kind of support MiraCosta offers, check those out, as well as the Student Support Guide. On the right here, you'll see how the grades are broken down. So now, let's jump into modules. As you look at the modules from a student lens, what you're going to see is some of the items have certain things you have to do. For example, you have to mark something as done. So you'll notice on the right-hand side whether it's been completed or not. So as I scroll down, you'll see some things that are kind of dark black or bold. Those things are open and I can always click on them. Anything that's grayed out is something that I am not ready to attempt yet. So I have the setup in Canvas that you have to do something to get to those. So again, if you just jump to assignments and try to click on an assignment that's going to be due soon, it might say that it's locked. And let me show you what that looks like. If I try to click on an assignment here, you'll notice I can't even click on it because, again, it's locked. I can't have access to it. But if I was looking at the syllabus and I saw some things that were coming in that were due soon, for example, maybe I'll click on something that's due on the 30th. Oh, I see some things that are due. Well, if I click on those, it will tell me that this quiz is part of this module and the module hasn't been unlocked yet. What do you have to do? Oh, in order to get there, I need to go through module 0, and it actually tells me exactly what I have to do in order. I got to do the Getting Started quiz, PDF submission, and then the extra credit. So again, it'll tell you they're locked, but it'll tell you why they're locked. So if you struggle with that or if you get frustrated, just click on modules, go back, and you'll see exactly what has to come next in your list. On the right hand side, you'll see whether it's completed or whether you have something left to do. In this case, I have to submit the Getting Started quiz in order to move forward. Now, the first couple modules are meant to be very quick. And when you finish a module, you can always click this little triangle next to it to kind of shrink it down and make it easier to move through things. Last piece, if you're wanting to check your grades, so when you go in to check your grades, you'll actually see a list of all of the things that you've done and whatever score you have on them. So I submitted a sample here just to kind of demonstrate. Here, I scored a 1 out of 2 on a sample discussion board. And if you take a look, there's actually a little comment box. So the teacher posted, "Close, be sure to reply to at least one student after you post." Oh, that's right. I have to post a response and I have to reply to a student. So if I click back on that assignment, I can redo that and get back to full points. Okay, so be careful. Check for those comments. I leave them so that I can give you some feedback and help you be supported and successful in this course. For those of you who might have taken other courses similar to this, our course is kind of set up like what's known as a flipped class, and that means all the materials are here for you to read and go through, and then as you finish them, we'll come back to class together at times if you're in the synchronous class and try to do some additional activities. And so attendance is taken every day for synchronous class, and I check for participation every week if you're in the non-synchronous, which means the fully online course. So that's the big picture for our class. I'm going to go ahead and leave the student view so you can get back to kind of the normal piece. Now, a couple other tools I'd like to highlight here. One of those fun tools on the left-hand side is called Studio, so that as you're posting videos in Canvas, you could actually, for part of the introduction here, you could actually record a short video and then post that to Canvas. And so if you click on the introductions here, you'll notice I have posted a video to Canvas. I give you directions on how to do it. Make sure you turn the comments off, and that way people can reply. Right now the comments are not linked to the gradebook, so if you did leave a comment, I wouldn't be able to see it. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to give you credit for it. So I have left a video here. That's a great screen grab there. So everyone is going to be kind of using some videos to help us get to know each other a little bit better. And for me, I'm looking forward to a great term. So hopefully you're ready, and feel free to reach out to me if you ever have questions or concerns. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking my class. I wish you all the best this semester. And as I said, off we go.